Chet. I don't know if you're gonna believe this, but I just got door knocked. I got door knocked by Jehovah's Witnesses at 8:30 at night. I wish I had won the lottery, H-Mods. I really do. Unfortunately, my prospects for winning the lottery aren't very great because I never buy a ticket. So yeah, I had to be as gentle but as obviously irritated as I could be. So I don't know. It's weird. But I was not expecting door-to-door Bible sales people at 8:30 at night. So it was definitely not on my bingo card. It would have taken me longer to take my clothes off than it would to just go answer the door, but I too have a long and storied history of screwing with door-to-door salesmen, and especially, like, phone salespeople. Then again, I'm the kind of person that, yeah, I think they might have reacted a little bit differently if I did it. But I'm also the kind of person who has, on multiple occasions, been asked for a cigarette and then said I don't smoke while I have a cigarette in my mouth. Again, it's been many, many years since I smoked, but I have done that before. Oh, those are my favorite. Those are my favorite. When you can get a scammer on the phone and just lead them on for a couple of hours. Ah. Oh, good lord. Sorry, Gravelion. The bot drinks. I'm sorry. No, so my favorite story about screwing with phone solicitors is there was this guy that I worked with, and he got a solicitation call in the middle of a meeting. Like, we were in a meeting at the company, and just because our boss was cool like that, he said, go ahead and put him on speaker. So this guy puts the phone guy on speaker. And the guy's like asking him all these questions. He says, oh yeah, we've been trying to contact you about blah, blah, blah. And the guy says, oh yeah, that's probably because you're sending this stuff to the wrong email address. And of course, the guy on the phone takes it hook, line, and sinker, and he's like, oh, well, if you have a different email address, we can give it to you. He says, okay, are you ready? It's a little weird, but just, are you ready to take it down? And so he proceeds to read it out. And he's going one letter at a time. And the email address that he spelled out was bigbootykilla69 at gmail.com. And he's like, okay, sir, am I reading it right? And he's like, yes, it's Big Booty Killa. And there's this silence, this very awkward silence for a few seconds. And then the guy on the other end is like, okay, sir, can I tell you something? He's like, yeah, sure, what do you got? He's like, you're a fucking asshole, and then hangs up on him. I was just like, oh my goodness. And that was probably the most fun interaction I ever saw someone have with one of those phone jackies.
Yep.
Like, if you can get them to hang up on you, then that to me is a win. And honestly, like, I never understand why those guys get so mad about it. It's like, dude, you're trying to call me and scam me out of my money, and then you want to get mad when I waste your time? Like, my friend, have you heard the adage about the pot and the kettle?
Skipper. I'm there.
So H-Mods, if you do that, I'm curious, and I don't remember the guy's name, but I've seen his videos on YouTube, and there's a guy that does that. Like, that's his whole channel. Where he just, like, he'll get scammers on the phone, and he uses, like, voice changers and all this other stuff. Yeah, exactly. He does the same stuff, and, like, I can't remember the guy's name to save my life, but... Like, he has just hundreds of videos of him just leading these guys on for hours, sometimes for days. Like, he'll have them call him back on another day and then continue to string them along. And they get so mad about it. Alright, let's see. Back to the action. Again, we're in a not great position, but I'm gonna continue to do what I always do, which is kick and punch my way to victory. We almost got the knockdown on that.
Heavy damage.
That is unfortunate. Is it Kimboga? I feel like that name sounds familiar. So it might have been them, yeah. I probably shouldn't be treating... Oh. Wait, what? Did this guy come out of nowhere? I didn't remember there being an Icarus on the field. Not that it's a huge difference to me, but... That's very strange. Well, either way... I think we roll back a little bit and...
Copy that.
Gonna take the streak shots up the hill, which is probably not very good in terms of accuracy, but actually I'm kind of surprised. See, and that's the thing that I like, H-Mods, about the BTA and Rogue Tech is how much they've added in terms of, like, arm and leg accessories. And it can really make the game a lot of fun, especially if you do a lot of melee and stuff. I think we take a shot. You know what time it is? Yeah, absolutely, Devious. It is full alpha time. Let's do it. And we did expose some structure. And the guy is still overheating, so... We're in a good position with both of these guys. Oh, did they add some of that stuff to vanilla as well? If so, that's great, because I think that's some of the most fun stuff in BattleTech.
Commander?
Let's see, what do we got? Still got the swordsman. I mean, I guess I'll take a shot at the Icarus. It's close, so we'll get better accuracy.
10-4.
Oh, nice. One-shotted that arm right off of him. Good stuff. Love to see it.
Hit him hard now.
Well, I got you. Okay. Yeah, I think it's funny, too, because, like, so many people, and I guess myself included, because I was over here making assumptions, but...
Yes, Commander.
Like, so many people forget that there's a whole rainbow of different mods out there for BattleTech beyond just the big 2 mod packs.
Coordinates confirmed.
Alright, there we go. We finally get the AC unjammed, so we'll go ahead and take the shot, and we got a leg shot. So old boy's gonna be taking a dirt nap. Which means it's time to dogpile.
Waiting for orders.
Can we hit anybody with the laser? Probably not. Oh no, we can. Nice. Yeah, Devious, if you've never played BattleTech before, I definitely recommend doing at least one vanilla run just to familiarize yourself with, like, the basics of the gameplay. Because a lot of that stuff is not tutorialized very well to begin with. And it's definitely not tutorialized once you start getting into, like, the big mod packs.
Engaging jump jet.
So then you have the issue of not only are you going to have difficulty understanding the base game concepts, but then you also have issues because you're not understanding the new mechanics that they've added. I think we go full alpha on this boy and try to take out the other leg. So we did get some hits, we did not get the kill, unfortunately. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny sometimes what you find that will inspire you to write. Like, you know, it's... You just play a story and it gels with you so much that you say, like, I want to do that too.
Here goes.
Alright, there we go. That's another guy down.
Somewhat far.
I mean, BattleTech is a nice inspiration for doing something like driving tanks, but me personally, like, if you told me I could drive a tank, I would do it anyway. Well, that's not good.
I lost a weapon.
They are starting to put the pressure on, boys. And it hurts. It definitely hurts. Well, it's gonna be carnage, Gravel Lion. It's not just for them, but probably for us as well.
Waiting for orders.
But as I always say, I am gonna go down swinging. All we can do is minimize damage and minimize casualties, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. Uh-oh. I'm sorry? Well, apparently we had a little bit of an error there. And, Homeboy just died for some reason. I don't know what exactly happened. But it didn't register until I moved. Yeah, the Abrams, I can imagine too, especially back in the 80s and 90s, the Abrams was still like the pinnacle. I mean, it still is, with all the modern upgrades and everything, but yeah, back when it was new, when it was the new hotness. Let's see. Alright, so I guess we gotta brace up now. I moved in anticipation of attacking that guy, and then he just died anyway, so... I mean, I'm not gonna complain. That's one more mech off the field, but... Alright, we gotta put a stop to that.
Took a hard hit there. I'm taking a power,
Panic
Commander.
level critical. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good.
What are your orders, Skipper? Aye, Skipper. Full speed. No target.
I mean, maybe it's just me. But I feel like this mission has been going downhill ever since Game Master got taken out. Or am I just imagining things?
On the move.
Oh no, we lost one of the streaks. Shite.
Firing on target. Standing by.
Alright, Sundance. I'm gonna need like a miracle shot from you. Yeah, I got no problem with it. The bot might bop you, but hold on a second. Let me give you permission. Does it not work when I do it in OBS? Go ahead and post it. If it bops you, I'll go ahead and undo it. Why you gotta be like this, OBS? It's being dumb. Because I don't typically have the Twitch manager open, so let me... Hold on just a second. Try that. No, it's still not working. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? I'm sorry. I'm dumb. Yeah, for whatever reason, the permit command is not allowing me to permit you, and I have no idea why, and it's actually kind of extremely annoying. You should be able to do it. It says that you have permissions in your little thing here, but for whatever reason, it's still not letting you post the link, and I have no idea why. You can try it again, Kailania, but for whatever reason, it's, Twitch is being stupid. Yeah, you can do that too. If you want to DM it to me on Twitch real quick, I can post the link myself. Assuming that Twitch doesn't decide to be extra stupid and stop me from posting links in my own chat. Now I'm gonna say, if this is a Rick and roll, you're fired. Well, there you go, chat. All right. Let's see if we can take out this Icarus. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna do one better. We're not gonna go for the leg. We're gonna go for the torso, because if we can hit all those shots on the torso, it'll go into the center torso and hopefully give us the kill. However, that did not appear to happen. Oof. That's a big oof.
Oh, it's on now.
I have not hydrated recently, but I will now. Good call, chat. Water is always a good call.
Reporting.
What the hell? And there's something screwy going on with the terrain on this map.
Roger. Full speed.
Alright, we'll face the side armor to this guy and try and minimize the chances of getting blown up. But it is a scorpion, so... I mean, 50-50 chances that it gets blown up in the next turn or two regardless.
The target is confirmed.
Let us not forget that the scorpion is cursed.
Standing by. Full speed. No target.
Right here.
Alright, so we got Sniper Ozark. And even though we don't have a great shot, I think we're gonna take it anyway and see what we can do here. I can't believe that a mercenary company brought an excavator mech, but is this the guy with the artillery? Yeah, so this is the guy with the thumper. How about that? That is the damnedest thing. So they took an excavator mech, took off the excavator, and then instead decided to give it a frickin' artillery piece. I mean, that's about the redneckest outfit that I can imagine, so good on ya, I guess. So, of course, we probably shouldn't DFA. Well, I was gonna DFA, but if we can't use the lasers, then there's no point. So instead, I'll see if we can just... No, I want to run. I want to run. Let me run. Let me sprint. There we go. Game? Are you trying to make me angry right now? Because if so, it's working. You know what? If you guys like the idea so much, then I'm gonna do it. We don't get to fire the lasers, but screw it.
Engaging.
DFA. Hit him with the business.
Come on, Mech Warriors. It's go time.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh,
I suppose that's to be expected. It doesn't matter, it was worth it. It was worth it. I regret nothing. Yeah, like I said, these guys are really putting the pressure on all of a sudden. So this is going to be a costly victory, assuming that it's a victory at all. Unfortunately, we are also very close to losing the right arm, which is where the majority of our firepower is coming from, so... all around, things are looking a little dicey. But at the same time, we kinda gotta do whatever we can.
Roger that.
So like it or not, I think we gotta put ourselves in harm's way. Yeah, I don't typically focus on piloting for most of my people, so even though I love to DFA, I usually get myself in trouble when I do. It's okay.
Locking in all weapon systems.
So there we go. Gyro crit, plus an ammo explosion, and that should be a knockdown. Outstanding. Outstanding. And did that knock him out? I think it did. Yeah, pilot incapacitated. Okay, good. You love to see it. So that's one less guy for us to worry about. Plus we're finally tying up this artillery piece, which gets that out of the picture. I guess at this point, what are you packing, my friend? Lasers, SRMs, LRMs. Okay, so you've got a little bit of punch at any range. So I think we just continue to fall back, use range to our advantage. Because I do need to continue to get our stability back as well. Because we're taking a lot of stability hits. Welcome back, H-Mat. Hopefully you didn't have any evangelists at your door.
Confirmed. Waiting for orders.
Alright, Sundance, let's get you over here. Get ourselves a little side shot with the AC-20.
Firing.
Good stuff. Structure exposed.
Reporting critical hit.
So yeah, like I said, I think this might be a costly victory, but I think we're gonna be alright.
Ready to rock. Quick stepping it.
Every once in a while you have some rough missions. Let's see. We'll continue the trend of making sure that we keep the side armor facing these guys.
Of course.
And just continue to give them the business.
Damn.
Nice, nice.
Solid.
Well, there goes some ammo, some heat sinks, all kinds of fun stuff. Plus an engine crit, so this guy is just about toast. Yeah, he is now effectively a non-entity. Unless he decides to melee, he has no weapon systems left. So that's good. That is good. Well, that's an admirable enough thing to do. Oh, can we get... Yeah, we can get the angle. Nice, nice. Now, again, if only lasers did stability damage, then we might get the knockdown on this guy. But I'll just have to settle for some chip damage.
I'm listening.
And we'll do the same thing over here.
Full speed sounds good.
Ozark the sniper. Switch over to the SRMs. Give him the full alpha, as we do. And that should give us the knockdown. And yeah, there we go. If he's not going to punch out, then we should be able to finish him off next turn. That might be it for the Scorpion. No? Holy shit. The cursed Scorpion might survive. And of course, we got a full alpha. You know we got a full alpha. Guy's on the ground, lying on his back.
Right, Commander.
Oh no. No, no, definitely not us, so... The curse of the Scorpion is eternal. It's just every once in a while, it doesn't trigger.
Got a weapon system down.
Yeah, we're losing a bunch of weapon systems on the trench bucket, so
Commander?
that might be a little costly to replace when it's all said and done. That's okay. A little bit less accuracy on this one, not sure why, but we'll take the shot anyway.
Awaiting orders.
I mean, if you're gonna get that up in my face, then... Like, if I were to run up on you, yeah, that's gonna decrease our accuracy. Unfortunate.
Roger that.
Unfortunate. But, since you're stripping weapon systems off of this, I guess we can use, yeah, we'll go ahead and use the Battle Lord for some additional damage and accuracy. Yeah, we are just not destroying enough systems on this thing to stop it. That's alright, though. Let's see. Let me get Whiplash in here. I don't expect the medium laser to be the difference here, but you never know. Dang it. Again, every once in a while you get lucky. But today was not that day.
I'm ready.
Oh, nice. Alright. Well, I'm not even gonna move. Let's stand and deliver. Give him the full alpha, Chad. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
You love to see it. You love to see it. Big boom. Big boom for you, chat. And now our man's with the artillery piece is gonna get up. But he doesn't have any weapons left.
Do this.
Okay, so he gets up, moves, and then ejects.
Yes, Commander.
Not the way I would have handled that, but you know what? To each their own. Now that just leaves us with one enemy left on the field, and it is the swordsman that we've already put a little damage on with the AC-20. So yeah, we'll go ahead and finish this off.
Confirmed.
And then we can hit the target location and GTFO.
Ready
So again, I think we're going to be out quite a bit of money in terms of replacement systems and damage to the mechs, but overall,
Aye, aye.
I think there's some decent salvage on the field for us.
Yeah.
We know there's at least one hunchback out here that went down. So those parts may be useful for getting us another hunchback. Let's see. Yeah, the long-range missiles are going to be better accuracy, so as always.
I think I hit something special there.
Yeah, the front starter has performed a lot better than I initially expected. Unfortunately, we were just in kind of a bad situation all around this time. But,
Firing on target.
I think under more ideal well,
There's work to do.
see, this is what I was talking about. When you have that many lasers and you have breached armor, you can get very lucky shots like that. I mean, I'm good with renaming it the Disco Inferno. Devious, if you're asking me, I would say in the light class category, I have to go with the Raven for the ECM. In the medium class, then it's obviously going to be the Hunchback. It can't not be the Hunchback. For heavies, my favorite is... It's a toss-up between either the Warhammer or the Marauder. I mean, I would take either or. And then, of course, if we're talking about assault mechs, then it's always going to be the Awesome, because the Awesome is the most awesome mech ever created.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, let's see. Oh, we got the chug again. There we go. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I think we're definitely in memory leak territory at this point. But, yeah, the fact that it's giving us nothing left on the field, we should be able to hit the recovery target zone, and then that should be the end of the mission.
Standing by.
Sundance, you're just gonna have to stay there. I am not about to fat boy run a hunchback across the entire map. You're shit out of luck. I don't think I can actually get down from here. I think we have to go the long way.
On the move. Full speed.
Well, for me, the Marauder has a special place in my heart because
Skipper.
back when I was a kid, my dad bought me a starter set for BattleTech back in like the early 90s, and this was back when like the starter set had the duck face Warhammer on it, and it had like, I think it was 10 or 12 plastic miniatures inside. And in addition to the Marauder that came with that, he also got me the pewter Marauder 2C, which that was back before the whole Robotech Macross lawsuit shit. So, like, it was the anime style Marauder 2C. And so I had two Marauders, and so the Marauder has kind of a special place in my heart as a result. But yeah, they had the Marauder, they had let's see, they had the Battle Master, they had, I forget what all mechs were in that starter set, but it was pretty cool back in the day. I mean, I remember taking that starter set to school with me and, like, getting my friends to play it. Alright, so we just sit here, wait for the whatever it is that we're doing here.
We lost a mech warrior.
Why did we lose a mech warrior? Like our man's just passed out or something?
I got you.
The asset has been secured
Holding.
and is ready for retrieval.
Well, I hope he didn't die. Like, I don't know what happened. He just sort of passed out. Well, let's see what the results are. I'm interested to see what kind of salvage we get. The mechs weren't anything to sneeze at, but we'll have to see what they've got. Only 42k on the payout, but that's alright. That's minus expenses for ammunition and stuff. Yeah, mech damage across the board. Holy shit! Holy shit! You guys. It had to be bleed out. It had to be bleed out. That's the only thing I can come up with. I didn't see the notification, but apparently Stu was bleeding. And fucking bled out. Son of a bitch. Oh. Man, I feel so bad now. Now... God damn it. Like, I almost don't want to accept that result. Ugh. Yeah, he did. That's the that makes it even worse. That makes it even worse. And you know what it was? You know what it was? It was probably that goddamn DFA that I did. Because of the fall, that's probably what it was. I'll have to go back and look at the video. I'll have to look at the VOD and see. But I would almost be willing to bet money that that was because of the DFA. Man, now I feel terrible. Shit. Like, if we were gonna define Pyrrhic victory, but this is what I mean when I say I make bad tactical decisions. They're entertaining in the moment, but the aftermath, not so much. Man. I mean, not terrible salvage, all told, but at what cost? At what cost? Well, I guess we can take the hunchback parts. That'll get us another hunchback that we can play around with. Unfortunately, there's only 3 parts, but we have 1 in storage, so that'll make up the difference. As for the weapon systems or the other systems, I'm thinking we either take an engine core or maybe the Thumper. Thumper's worth 1.1. Engine core's worth about the same. Well, that's good to hear, Graveline. I'd like, again, as someone who's also on the older side of things and has been in the BattleTech space for a long time, it's nice to see that there are younger people getting into the hobby. That's true, but I think you're not gonna see people enjoying it the same way that people did growing up in the 90s just because, I mean, it's a different world. Tabletop gaming in and of itself is different from how it was in the 90s. And I think the expectations for the franchise are also different. So, I mean, things change, but at the same time, it makes me feel good to know that there are younger people that are still interested in the franchise. And, you know, with folks like HMods and myself and Big Red and Tex over at the BPL and, you know, all these older content creators that are, you know, trying to get the word out there and share this with people, I think that also helps build the interest in a younger generation. I think we'll take the Thumper. And whatever the other salvage is, we'll probably sell. Let's see what we get. A bunch of mech parts. Don't need a machine gun, but I will take some small lasers. Don't need chemical lasers. I think we'll save the rest. I mean, that's a fair assessment, Ernst, but at the same time, it's, in my experience at least, while a lot of younger people don't necessarily have the same attention span, if you can find a way to get them engaged, they are absolutely willing to give it the time. And I think that's the biggest challenge is always, you know, it's not, hey, you need to like this thing the way that I like it because that's the only way to like it. I think it's more important to, I guess, find the middle ground or find the compromise. Like, find the parts of the setting and the system that they like, and then focus on that part and say, okay, well, if this is what you like, here's how you can translate that into a passion for the rest of the game and the rest of the setting. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Well, unfortunately, we gotta put Stu on the memorial law. And I feel absolutely terrible about that. So Stu, if you are watching the VOD after this goes live, I apologize. I apologize. It even says killed in a fall. F you, game. I didn't need to see that. F you, game. But yeah. Stu absolutely served with distinction. And of course, the one time that we took him out of the artillery mech and put him on the front lines, he ended up not coming back. And you know what? He went down swinging. He took out a couple of mechs. Like, it was... We're not gonna pretend like it's not a risk. It's always a risk. You hate to see it. But Stu, you served with distinction. If I could salute with this model, I would. But, yeah. You did good. You did good, kid. Real good. Well, shit. Let's go see what the damage is to our bank accounts now. We only lost one small laser, so that's not as bad as I thought. We can easily replace that. So we'll just repair and stick a new small laser in there. And, yeah, now that we know we can remove the heat sinks and not hurt ourselves on the heat, then we could either add 2 more lasers or some ballistics. So what kind of ballistic do we have? Just ACs? No thanks. So maybe some medium lasers? So we got 2 tons to play with. So, yeah, I mean, we could just throw in a couple of ER mediums, give ourselves a little more range, a little more damage. Yeah, so that'll give this a little bit more striking power, beyond just the in close. And oh yeah, by the way, we gotta rename it Disco Inferno. I would do the medium pulses first, but I think, yeah, I was gonna say they're 2 tons each. So in order to maximize damage potential, I'm going with the ERs because we can put 2 in there instead of just the 1 medium pulse laser. That's why I'm making that decision. If we had a little more tonnage to play with, I would definitely use pulse lasers instead. But even with maxed out armor, at the weight classes that we're playing at, we're gonna need every single bit of that armor in order to survive. Especially up close, which is where this thing is supposed to be. Yeah, that's true. The ER mediums definitely kill the heat efficiency. But honestly, I think that's okay. Like, I'm only planning on using the ER mediums until we get into close range. And then, once we get into close range, I'm basically just gonna turn them off and use the small lasers, so... if the heat efficiency becomes... Yeah, we could go for a slightly smaller core. That would give us some, room. So if we do the 275, that's not enough. Unfortunately, that's the next lowest size that we have. I'll stick with what we have for right now. If we find that the heat efficiency doesn't work out, then I can go back in and swap it out. But yeah, I probably wouldn't go any lower than like a 270 on this anyway, just because I want to make sure that we... Like, this thing having as much speed as it has is probably the only thing that's going to keep it alive when we're going up against heavies.
Logged and noted.
So that's that. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do with the Treb. Hi there, Mechanic. Welcome in. Good to see you. So yeah, on that arm, we lost the Streak 10 and the ER Medium laser. The ER Medium isn't that big a deal. We can easily replace that. But losing that Streak LRM, though, is gonna hurt because we don't have a replacement for it. Ostsoul, I will probably be streaming on Friday. I typically try to stream on Tuesdays and Fridays, although I do occasionally stream on other days. Like, for example, I did a stream on this past Sunday, just kind of out of the blue. If you follow me on the Twitter machine, I usually try to do an announcement either the day before or the day of, whenever I'm going to stream, with specifics about whatever game we're going to play, and then I'll usually put a time in there as well. Typically, I aim for roughly the same time, which is 1700 Eastern or 1400 Pacific, depending on what US time zone you're in. We could put the lower arms on here too. I didn't think about that. Let's see. Yeah, lower arm. So might as well if it increases the accuracy. But yeah, without a Streak LRM-10, we may have to rethink what we're doing with this Treb. Well, thanks for stopping by, Osto. Hopefully we'll see you again. I think we'll be okay with that. I mean, we haven't had channel points active long enough for you to have the put me in boss yet. But I think we can find a spot for you on the team. I mean, especially because you got that fancy founder's badge next to your name, so I think I can make an exception. But I tell you what, I think since we're gonna have to revamp this trench bucket anyway, I'm gonna save that for just a second. Let's get in here. And okay, outstanding. So the Centurion just needed some repair work. What I want to do is go to the store. Because we were talking about this before. But at the time, I didn't want to do it because we were relying on the streaks. But now that we might have to ditch the streaks, hear me out. RL20. It's just redneck enough. Plus we have the loader. I mean, it ain't great, but it'll do the job, I think. I mean, the trench bucket that we're currently using is the Space Texas version of it anyway, so I feel like this is in keeping with the spirit. Yes, we do have one rocket feed, so I can use this guy. I'm gonna buy it. We're doing this. We are doing this. Because I don't even care at this point. Alright, so we'll repair, and we're gonna replace the ER medium. That's gonna give us 5 tons to play with. So let's get in here. Give me the RL20. I said give me the RL20. Don't you try to screw me on this. Alright, so we got the RL20. Need to go grab the feed. Rocket ammo feed. Nice. And then with the rocket ammo feed, we need MRMs if I remember right. Yeah, gives attached weapon the ability to accept external MRM ammo, which I believe we have. We do. We have 2 bins of ammo. Okay, so this streak ammo is going to get replaced with a bin of MRM ammo. And how much is in here? 200 ammunition. So basically, we've got 10 full alpha strikes on this rocket launcher. Oh yeah, and the lower arms, the lower arms. Good call, Bamboozle, good call. Give ourselves those actuators to increase the accuracy. And because we've replaced the streak launcher with a rocket launcher, that actually frees up some more tonnage for us to play with. So I think the smart money is maximize the armor and then maybe throw in another heat sink. Because we're already having issues with heat because it's a Treb. Let's do... What do we... I guess we'll take some armor off the feet. And then a little bit off the back torso. Here we go. Alright, what do you think? What do you think, chat? I gave us an extra heat sink because it's a Treb, and Trebs are terrible on heat. So if I can give us one more heat sink to try and manage that heat, because we're still running ER medium lasers. So it's still going to be running hot by default. We were already doing direct fire with the streaks anyway, so switching out a streak for a rocket launcher isn't really that much of a change other than the fact that our accuracy is probably going to go down the crapper. But at the end of the day, we're also flinging an extra 10 rockets in their direction. So, to me, I feel like it's a fair trade. Yeah, I mean, it's K-Kona as fuck, but half of everything in our inventory is K-Kona, so does it really matter that this is just one more nail in the coffin? After all, we're out here making do with what we've got. We might as well have fun with it. We could potentially up the engine core instead of a heatsink, though, but I don't... Honestly, it's a treb. I don't think it really matters in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, I guess we validate that.
Right.
It's not going to cost us too much to get it back in working order. And, yeah. Now, we still got people laid up in the med bay, so we gotta wait for that. And of course, we're gonna have to consider a replacement pilot for Stu. Oh, that's right, Erst. I forgot. I told you I was gonna do this. So let me see.
I await your command.
Maybe I'll rename Spirit here, and instead of being Scab, we'll make him Erst instead. And you said you wanted piloting and guts, which
Mech warrior training.
I will try to remember that. I promise nothing. Yeah, there we go. Well, I'm sure you guys already can probably guess, but I think this is where I'm going to call the stream. We've been live for about 5.5 hours, as usual. That much time on my butt is not good. Is not good. Plus, I'm a little hungry, and it's starting to get late, so I think it's about time we called it a night. What do you say? Oh, it was rough. It was rough, and I'm gonna have to live with the knowledge that it's my fault. It's my fault that Stu had to bite the dust. I shouldn't have done the DFA. I know I shouldn't have done the DFA. But damn it, I can't help what I am. I can't help who I am. I had to do it. I had to do it. So anyway, let me get over here to the usual. Ugh. DFA is fun. I'm not gonna blame it on chat. I wanted to DFA. You guys were okay with it, but it was still my decision. I take responsibility. That's what being in command is all about. It's about making the calls and then taking the responsibility for those calls. Even when some of our pilots don't come home. We'll remember you, Stu. Again, I would salute if the model would let me. It is a Slavic version of Maria, which, I am of Slavic heritage, so it felt like it fit. And hopefully Stu will be happy with the way he went out. He went out swinging, he went out K-Kona in the most appropriate way that I can imagine for this company. I just wish it wouldn't have been as ignominious as him bleeding out. If he had gone up in a ball of fire, that would have been better, but we can't choose how we die or even when. We'll just have to take it as they come. And yeah, that's about all I had for tonight. Again, thank you guys for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. Glad to have you, and I hope we'll see you again. And before I go, I want to remind you, like I always do, that your life has value, and that the world is a better place with you in it. Never let anyone tell you otherwise, and I'll see you next time.